Hello again! Welcome to an episode of Diablo 3 with Doctrzombie. I've talked about how much I love and how much I play Diablo 3 in the past, but I thought I would hop in and give you guys just a quick view of my my top tier 6 Demon Hunter build, and what I do to make the demons go poof. I'm by no means one of the best, but I do have a pretty solid build here, and I think you guys might enjoy seeing it in action, so I'll run through what it is that I've got, and I'll do a quick tier 6 rift with it. So obviously the core component of my build is the Marauders, 6-piece Marauders set, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually have all 6 on right now, which isn't necessary because I also have a Ring of Royal Grandeur here. Fraps is dropping frames pretty badly, so I'm hoping that'll calm down before I go into an actual rift, but if not, then I'll just show off the build. I'm not going to go into depth about each and every item and why it's important, but I'll give you sort of an overview. The Ring of Royal Grandeur, of course, lets you reduce the number of set down from 6 to 5. So I'm working toward getting a Cinder Coat. I'd like to get a Cinder Coat, but I have not found a Cinder Coat ever. So I'm sticking with my Marauder's Carapace, and you may have noticed that my encasement here is an Ancient, which is, you know, pretty nice. It's not got crazy ability scores on it, but it is better than just a regular Marauder's encasement. So, M6 allows me to have all of my generators, my Elemental Arrow, my Chakram, Impale, Multi-Shot, and Cluster Arrow deal 100% increased damage for every active sentry. So the more sentries I have down, the better. For example, if I pop down 3 of them, I'm now doing 300% damage with some of my main abilities. I also have the Bombardier's Rucksack, which allows me to have 2 additional sentries, so I can have up to 5. And you'll notice the timing here until I get 1 stored up. Boom, 5. So now I'm doing 500% more damage with these 2 attacks. My next major piece to the set is this Kridershot legendary bow, which allows my Elemental Arrow to generate 4 hatred instead of costing 10. That means anytime I use Elemental Arrow, I am not in fact spending hatred, I'm gaining it back. And this is important because, as noted by the M6 build, Elemental Arrow is the second item there. For the 4-piece set, sentries cast your hatred spenders when you do. Now, they still recognize Elemental Arrow as being a spender. Wow, Fraps is really slowing me down. Yeah, I'm afraid I'll just have to tell you about the build. So they will all shoot the Elemental Arrow too. And I've got the Chill, the Frost Arrow rune on, so that whenever they shoot one, it's going to slow the enemy down, which I'll talk about is why that's important in a second. So those are the basic items. I've also got some other stuff here. I've got a legendary Hellfire Amulet with the Ballistics passive. The Ballistics passive, if I bring it up here, where is it? There it is. Gives me 100% more damage from rockets, which is important because I'm running a rocket build here. And anytime I shoot, I have a 20% chance of firing a homing rocket. So that's important. So Ballistics is an excellent addition for my Hellfire Amulet, and of course I've got the Enforcer rune in there, which makes my sentries and pets do more damage. That may not be the optimal rune. I'm working on leveling some other ones. Bane of the Trapped specifically is what I'm going to be going for, which does more damage to enemies that is slowed or stunned or something like that. I've also got Moratorium. That is definitely not the best rune, but I tend to die a lot from single hits. But at the highest tier greater rifts that I've been getting to, that doesn't matter. Even with Moratorium taking 25% off, if I get hit, I'm dead. So the point is, don't get hit, not reduce damage. So I'll be replacing Moratorium first. I've also got this great Stone of Jordan, but it doesn't have a socket. I'm not sure that a socket is even going to be worth it. It's got fantastic stat rolls, increased damage against elites by almost 30%, crit chance by 5.5, fire skills 19. if I get another Stone of Jordan drop, maybe an ancient one, then I'll try to roll for a socket instead. But for now, that's pretty good. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about every single item, and then I fucking did. So, Bombardier's Rucksack important, Kridershot important, M6 important. Now, let's talk about the skills. So, Elemental Arrow for my primary. That means every time I shoot, I'm generating hatred because of the Kridershot. All of my turrets are shooting it as well. We're slowing everything down. That links good with Cull the Weak, increasing damage against slowed or chilled enemies by 20%. So suddenly all of the things that I'm fighting are chilled. I'm doing 20% more damage against all of them. Multi-shot fires a massive volley of arrows, and every time I fire, it launches 3 rockets. That goes with my Hellfire Amulet with ballistics. So now those rockets are dealing 300 damage times the 100 damage, or plus the 100% damage. Is good. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very good. Sentry, of course. I have to have it. I also am using the Spitfire Turret Sentry, which shoots rockets, fire damage rockets out. So, again, rockets, ballistics, it's all, coming together. Smoke Screen is for healing. Disappear, regenerate 15% life, keeps me from being attacked, gets me out of Jailer and other major, stun things. But it's primarily for healing. Companion, the Marauders build gives me all of my companions at once whenever one is available, so it doesn't matter which rune I've got in there. I've got Wolf, just to, show that it'll give me 30% increased damage for 10 seconds, but all of the passives go off at once when I trigger it. So all of these are all going off, which is great. Vengeance, that is primarily to restore hatred, but it also will shoot homing rockets whenever I fire, which, again, rockets, ballistics, etc. But that's for hatred regeneration when I run out of hatred in tight spot. And I'll be using multi-shot a lot, because with 5 guys out and using multi-shot, I'll be doing, 40 to 60 million damage per hit on everything on the screen. Maybe more. Haven't really tested it out yet with all the tweaks I've been going through lately. So the passive, I already mentioned Cull the Weak. Custom Engineering, of course, brings my number of sentries up to 3, and then Bombardier's Rucksack adding 2 more up to 5. That's essential. Steady Aim, as long as I am away from 10 yards from creatures, damage goes up by 20%, and 10 yards is literally about the space between me and Carmack right now, so I don't have to be that far away from people to get that additional 20% boost. And then I've got Blood Vengeance to increase my maximum hatred, and gain 30 hatred anytime I am healed by a health globe. So the point is to keep my hatred up, so I can keep dropping sentries and firing off multi-shots. So I get 4 shots out with nothing else. And then, if I have to, shoot a couple elemental arrows. All the sentries are going to be shooting it. I'll be generating 4 per shot, etc. Alright, so the lag seems to have gone away. Let's do a quick one. Let's do a quick T6 Rift. It should be between 10 and 15 minutes, I think, is about what I'm running for a Tier 6. Alright. Hopefully I don't lag out and get myself killed. And hopefully I haven't screwed up something in the build to make it not so good. I did make some last minute tweaks just a few minutes before doing the video. Yeah, so let me know if you like this. Leave a like or a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more of me playing Diablo. I've thought about streaming Diablo, but it seems like, it's such a large... Wow. Bad start. Such a large community out there that I'm not sure that my stuff would really stand out. I'm gonna try to put some distance between me and the worst of it here. Right, so check the numbers on screen when they come up. Some of the really basic shots aren't worth much. Ding! But try to get a good view of what it looks like when I shoot off a multi-shot. Now, the turrets don't have to be on the screen with me to provide that 100% bonus, so if I'm on the move, they're still providing me that additional bonus no matter where they are, even if they're not shooting. The changes to patch 2.12 make it so that the Demon Hunter is doing most of the damage, not the turrets, which is a more exciting build. Honestly, I'm enjoying it more than I did my previous Marauder 6 build, which was, drop the sentries and stay the hell out of the screen, So, anyway. I usually play with the same group of friends. Oh, I forgot to put my last point in. Oop, sorry about that. I usually play with the same group of friends all the time. Some guys I know from work and friends of friends. And the joke amongst them and myself is that I die to Molten way too often. It happened more when I was using Vault as one of my primary skills. I would, you know, try to jump into the battle or out of the battle and wind up leaping right into an explosion and dying. That is how I lost my only hardcore character so far. Got to level 60 almost and then died to Molten. So, I have a thing against Molten creatures. Which is kind of ironic, because Arcane is the one that really gets me the most. It's just embarrassing how often I die to Molten, given that it's stationary explosion.
That was just a taste.
Right. So this elemental arrow shots, I'm seeing about 28, 21 million damage. The multi-shot, oh, wow, that was close. Ouch. Multi-shot, having trouble seeing where it was. I was getting 61, 62 million with a specific build I'd been using in the past. I don't think that was with multi-shot though, I think that was with the cluster arrow. But cluster arrow and multi-shot compete for the same resource pool, so it doesn't make sense to have both on the bar unless they're doing significantly different things. And at the time, I was using cluster shot to freeze enemies to get my 20% bonus. But now that I can use elemental arrow, there's not a lot of reason to keep it. So let's drop the sentries again. There you go. Just wiping them out. So for those of you who haven't gotten a tier 6 yet, this must just look ridiculous to you. Like, how could he be wiping out huge piles of monsters in a few seconds? I can't even get past tier 2. It's all about what gear you've got, and you'll eventually get there. Greater rifts are really good for gear. So if you can get to G rifts, you should definitely do them. They may be a little bit less on the gold and experience boost, but for gear, I found the greater rifts are the fastest. So I'm already halfway done with the rift if you check the progress bar on the side there. Alright. Oh, not good. Gotta get out of there. One big negative about this build is that it is very good against crowds, but it does lack any big hitters against single opponents, and that was another benefit of having cluster arrow, was that against single opponents it seemed to do quite a bit of damage. But this one, I mean, most of the time you are fighting large groups rather than, you know, the boss at the end of the rift. And if you're playing in a group, the boss at the end of the rift is going to be tanked by somebody else. So you can pretty much keep out of battle for most of the rift bosses without any trouble. Right, XP pool. Everybody loves those.
I need more hatred to do that. I need more time. I am ready.
Oh, Molten. Oh, and there's the Fraps lag at a very bad time. Doing alright though. There we go. Pick up all the little red dots. Some garbage.
betrays you.
I saw 41 million there, so it's not too big of a DPS drop. And it is, again, for crowds, the multi-shot is really helping out. You may have noticed my friend Jaden whispering there. He doesn't know that I'm doing this. Alright, and then we just unload on this guy. My companions, the animals there, are keeping him busy. I've got a full amount of turrets right in the area, and as long as I keep my hatred regenerating, and the companions do that as well, boom, done. I don't know exactly what time that was, but it couldn't have been more than 15 minutes. Probably less than 10. And there you go. All done. Rift over. Back to town. That's it. If you like this video, let me know. Leave a comment. If you'd like to see more Diablo or anything else, really. Just it's always been that way. Just let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll bring it up. Spalders of Zakara. Your items become indestructible. It's not too bad, but it's going to get grinded up. And, of course, Keystone. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.